Hello guys and good afternoon. It's been a little while. Life gets busy sometimes, so you don't always have time for videos. But we're trying to get a routine going and figure this camera stuff out. But anyway, today I've got a couple Luftwaffe swords that we're going to talk about. German Air Force, of course. And we're just going to talk a brief history about these swords and about these in particular, and then some of the differences on other swords. So that way, if you're out shopping, you won't get scared, and you'll with the information you should know a little more what to look for, what maybe to stay away from. Okay, but anyway, the Luftwaffe sword began being produced in 1935. And there's about as many producers of Luftwaffe swords as there are of the daggers. These two particular ones I've got in front of us today are actually Horster. And they're both very, very, very nice examples. This one in particular is the earlier model. As you can see, these are nickel fittings and silver plated. That's what gives it the kind of the dark toning or patina. And as you can see, the gild is remaining pretty much 100% on that swastika. Same with the cross guards. Okay, but some of the differences are the pommel themselves. Sometimes this swastika, the medallion itself, can be a little larger, a little smaller, and this all depends on makers. Again, this is a Horster. The grips are usually 10 ribs, and they're usually double wire wrapped, as these are. I know Alcozo, I believe, is the one I've seen triple wire wrapped. So if you see something that looks a little different, doesn't mean it's wrong, but it means maybe you should check it out. And there's the Horster logo, maker mark with the little Waffen amp. And they have beautiful blades. There's something about these Luftwaffe swords. I mean, they just have a great look. I mean, that's like a medieval. I'm working on a type of shadow box and maybe like mount it, vertical, straight up and down in a box, and having these side by side. I think that would look pretty good. The scabbard, it's the same thing, nickel silver finished. It's always nice to get a Luftwaffe sword with these crescent hangers. Sometimes they're gone, but they're really hard to find if you don't have it on there. This particular scabbard has got the blue Moroccan leather. Excellent, excellent condition. And the lower scabbard piece here. See how this one? That's the normal shape you see on most of them. Again, occasionally, these are made by a lot of different producers, so you will see, slightly different designs. But overall, this one is in excellent, excellent condition. I said this one's mine. It's not going anywhere. All right, then we go into the 1937-1938 period. Uh, the Luftwaffe and well, I guess it was more the edged weapon producers of the time. They started experimenting with other metals. One of them was aluminum. They also began to use pot metal a little bit. I do not have one of those, and I don't have a pot metal dagger either, because a lot of times on the pot metal stuff, the gilding on pot metal ones really wore off pretty quick, and they don't, in my opinion, they're not of the same quality. That metal is just not made to retain the finishes like the nickel and the aluminum were. But this one, we'll talk about it again. These came in about 37-38, and that is a Horster as well. Maker mark there, you can see. Now this one's fantastic. It comes with the bag and the tag. But here we have beautiful pommel, fully gilded swastika, beautiful blue Moroccan grip, and again, the Horster uses the double twisted wire. Again, sometimes you'll see a triple, but for most cases, most of the makers have double. The cross guards, sometimes these will be a little boxier, or sometimes they'll have a little different shape here in this little center part of the cross guard. Again, that's no big deal. There was a lot of different producers, so keep that in mind. Also, you see a lot of different personalizations, I guess. Some of these are personalized for the individual. Some of them are personalized for the units on the scabbards or the blades, or sometimes even on the cross guards. They'll be unit marked, and that's kind of neat. Neat to find and research the history of those. Sometimes you'll have etched blades. Damascus blades, super rare. I'd love to have one of those. May have to sell a house or something to get one of those, but again, this one's got a beautiful mint blade. I really like the quality weapons as far, or condition, I should say. I guess I'm a condition guy. And again, satin aluminum finished. So what these hold up a lot better, the aluminum do, because these are just satin aluminum. They're not silver plated or anything like that. So that's why a lot of times the aluminums you find in a lot better condition, because there's nothing really to wear off. Again, Moroccan covered scabbard. Crescent hanger. And a beautiful tag. If any of you guys have any edged weapons in mint condition with a tag, shoot me a message. I'm definitely always looking to add those to the collection. And here's a treat that goes along with this one. An original Luftwaffe bag. Kind of show you what they look like. And luckily the moths have not gotten a hold of this one like they do some I've seen. I think there's one or two little nips, but that's it. But when this came from the factory, this is what it was. I think the earlier, the nickel version, the bags for those they had a lot of times they had like a little leather handle here. But again, this is for the later model, the aluminum that came out in, like I said, 37, 38. And this is what they should look like. And the only real wear on this is in here at the bottom a little bit. But you know what? For the age, I will definitely take that. No complaints for me on that. There are a couple, I think SMF, I've seen those with a bag, with a tag, and in a box. I think there was 5 of those initially found, and those are super, super rare. You don't see many, even in this condition, with a bag and a tag, so I'm really happy to have this. But final look, let's put the two together. I mean, look at those. Absolutely beautiful. I'm kind of a sucker for the patinaed 1935 model, but that aluminum looks pretty nice too. Anyways, just wanted to show you a couple Luftwaffe swords and talk about a little bit of the differences. It's super quick. If you've got any questions or you want me to go in depth on another video, or we just talk offline, that would be perfectly fine with me. Just give us a like, check us out, and thank you all again, and have a good afternoon.